have to be easy for it to be worthwhile and beneficial. Step out in faith and do it, because the things you experience and the ways that you get to impact others and back and forth is really just remarkable. If we're thinking specifically about the Maasai people with whom we're currently spending time, I think what little we knew about them, we were interested in them, but they always seemed intense and intimidating, especially the concept of a Maasai warrior seemed scary to the point that it made you wonder if it was safe to be in those communities. And I think what we've experienced is the exact opposite, that even the warriors are not, they're not warriors because they're evil or aggressive or out to do anyone harm, but rather they're there to protect.
One thing that has impacted me a lot has just been hanging out with the kids, because even though that we don't speak the same language, they just always want to be by our sides and hang out with us, and are just so happy to see us and play games with us.
One moment that I feel like I'm never gonna forget is just hanging out with like the ladies or like mamas at the village, just like doing like daily chores, just like peeling vegetables and then cutting them and helping clean dishes. I just feel like getting to experience that lifestyle is just really special, and I'm never gonna forget it.
I'm not as tough as I thought I was. I am always complaining about waking up to, work out or do school or do whatever it is for that day, and just seeing what these kids who are like a decade younger than me have to do is truly insane. We walked outside and they had already been up for hours doing all their daily chores before they went to school, which they're so excited to go to. And so I guess I just realized that I am not as hard of a worker as I thought I was. I thought I was like really doing the most, but then you come here and you see these people who are just working so hard and not complaining about it and just doing it again with that same joy.
Neighbors are people who just say like hi to and pass, and like we're not going out of our way to like share our stuff with them and watch their kids. So I think that there's just way more of a sense of like family here within communities. And that's something that like I wish we had at home, but it's definitely a big difference.
And one thing with that is we do babysit kids, but we get paid for it. So that's the thing that I'm always thinking about when we're here and all of these mamas and all these little kids are taking care of the babies, is it's like they're not on the clock getting paid, however many bucks an hour for it. It's just that's just what they believe is right, and what they think, a community should do for one another is help each other out and do things like that just out of the goodness of their hearts.
What I've learned is just what it means to be truly welcoming to somebody, and I think about whether we're at this current work site or even where we stayed overnight. When we woke up this morning, we encountered some kids walking to school, and they were sort of gathering around to look at us, and that quickly turned into a conversation, and next thing you know, their teachers show up and they had the kids line up and they welcomed us into their school and more or less had the kids present to us to demonstrate their skills in English, and the teachers were saying, you guys are welcome back, we want you to walk into the classrooms and all these things. And I was just thinking that would never happen in the US. Just people aren't that immediately welcoming to strangers just showing up unannounced, and instead we were received as if they had been preparing for us for a month. So that was just really neat, and that was just a nice demonstration of what people mean here when they say Karibu Sana. You are so welcome, and they really, really mean it.
2 days ago, we went and we helped with this widow community, and we just did simple things like gardening around their house, or like helping their like harvest sunflowers in the fields, and just like their day-to-day chores. And like I had a hard year losing someone close to me, and so I really liked getting to see the widows and just like their steadfast faith that they had in Christ, even after like losing the most important person in their life. So I think that's probably been my biggest takeaway from this trip, and just like my favorite memory was just like seeing their constant like faith and trust in the Lord after like losing their like husband, and so that kind of just like encouraged me to like keep putting my trust and my faith in the Lord, like even through the hard times.
I would say a really great memory that I have from this trip is going to the little church outside of Arusha. I loved singing in Swahili. I had the good fortune of having the actual choir book and was able to read the words with the girls. And it's a moment that I'll never forget, just singing in a different language, and I just loved that little church. It was really a sweet memory.
This trip has kind of shown me that I kind of just need to take a step back, be patient, and not just expect things to like happen overnight, but like that I need to put the work in myself if I want these things to happen.
My word would be grateful. Grateful for all the people that organized this trip. It's been a lot of organization, and it's been an amazing experience. I'm grateful that we get to do this with our family, and we've done a trip like this a few years ago with our family, but this year we got to bring our friends and some of our closest friends that truly are like family. And I just keep pausing in the different places that we've gone and just think how grateful that we're here with the people that we love.
My word would be joyful. I know we talked about joy earlier, but it's just hard to not be filled with just this like overwhelming sense of joy. You know, when we're doing this manual labor, just hanging out with the kids, you just like can't wipe a smile off your face. And that's one thing that I've always appreciated about this place, is that it just brings out what feels like the best of your character and the best of who you are, because you know, these people have so little, but their personality is so large and just so joyful and overwhelming, and I just feel like somehow they're able to pull the best out of me as well.
The word that I would use to describe this experience would be heavenly. And I just say that because so much of what we've done feels like a preview of what that looks like. Whether it's when we were in church and people are just openly praying in their own, their own thoughts, their own tongue. And there were at least 2, if not 3 or 4 different languages happening in that small space at that time. In terms of just the community of working together and eating together and celebrating together, to me that just feels a lot like what I believe heaven will be like, where it's people of all nations coming together and being there really for one purpose, just to experience the love and joy of God and His kingdom.
I'm also very grateful for the activity that you participated in today. It's a sign that is going to be in every people here in the community. It's not a normal thing. Because when the visitors come, normally we just bring them to church, we teach, we preach. But you've done it differently. You came and participated in the activity. I personally have learned. Just live like the people who are living at that time. Therefore, you are declaring or proclaiming the heart of God.